style,
Oh,
technique.
Listen, we're going to get into boxing in a bit. I had a question that is not on here, and I've always wanted to ask this to someone who's training and, you know, strength and conditioning and stuff. Is less more sometimes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I can do 20 minutes and it could be better than 45 for me.
100%. The trick is intensity.
Right.
Train with intensity. Most people, you know, not athletes, but, you know, general population, don't train with enough intensity. So everything's just slow, plodding. They're nowhere near it. And if they just, like, you go to any gym, see someone on a cross trainer, you do your whole workout, you're going home, they're doing the same thing. They barely broken a sweat yet.
Yeah.
Because they're just not training hard enough. If you go hard for 20 minutes, that can be all you need.
So what would you advise them in terms of, if they had a watch, would you tell them orange zone, red zone?
Yeah, get in a red zone.
Get in a red zone.
Get in a red zone.
Yeah.
Because you want your heart to go there. It's heart rate variability. You want your heart to be able to go up and then come back down. So, yeah, train with intensity. Red zone it, man.
Yeah.
But just train hard. Not all the time. You have to get the balance right. But if you're training, say, 3 days a week, I would go for intensity over volume, because it's very difficult to have both. If you can do something for a really long time, it's unlikely you can get anywhere near the right intensity. So you're better to reduce the volume and up the intensity, and people will get better results without question. See it time and time again. It's my daily bread. Intensity is the key. And again, some things require volume. You know, if you're training a boxer, there needs to be an element of volume in their work. If they're training for 10 rounds or 12 rounds, for example, you have to have the stamina to be able to do that. At the same time, per round, you need to be able to go at the right intensity. So then you have to get the balance right. But there is a balance to be had, and you have to have the intensity in there. For me, it's non-negotiable. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk boxing then. So
at last, the proper stuff.
Yeah, you're a big boxing fan, right? So you train boxers, and as we've said previously in this conversation, crazy that they go through to train their bodies. What's your? Someone's got talent, someone's got raw talent, and then you're asked to, or they approach you. You know, I need to work on ... What do you work on first with them?
Their movement.
Their movement.
See how they move. Movement. Because then I can gauge where they can go with it. So I always go, just look at their movement first, look at their mechanics. Okay, what problems do I foresee potentially? And what are the good things they do? I try to look at the good things first, actually. What do they do well? Because you always want to play to people's strengths. And then just build a program that enhances everything, the good and bad.
So when you say movement, what do you mean? Like in the ring, you'll watch their movement, or just run in on the track?
Both.
Okay.
So watch them in the ring if the opportunity is there to do so. Maybe just get them to shadow box, for example. Just see their movement and just see where their weaknesses may be. I love it when I get the opportunity to see someone fight before I start working with them, because then I can say, okay, yeah, I see that they do this, or they're lacking power off, you know, their left side, for example.
Yeah.
Or, you know, or you see after a minute their hands dropping because their shoulders aren't conditioned enough. But that might not be a strength and conditioning issue. It might just be like a boxing conditioning issue. Maybe they just haven't done enough pad work. Maybe they haven't done enough work on the bag. Those type of things. And you've got to understand where people are in their journey, because you don't want to look at it and go, well, why are they not doing what Mayweather does? Well, he's only been doing it like 2 years. So give people a chance. You give people a chance and just give them a good foundation and then go from there. So you just get them to learn the basics well. Can they do a basic, you know, body weight circuit to the intensity I want? Because I've had a lot of boxers come to me. They're like, oh yeah, you know, we do circuits at boxing. And I get them to do my circuit, which actually in terms of reps isn't a lot, but they're not able to go at the intensity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Because I tell them what it is and they're like, easy. And then they do it. And then it's a different conversation. So it's just getting people where I need them to be. And it just takes time. So it's just No, gradual process. There's no like miracle session or magic training session I get people to do that. It changes everything. It's just consistency, doing the good things really, really well over a long period of time.
Shadow boxing is an interesting one because you if, like, say I've just recently gone back to boxing, and I hate shadow boxing because it's like almost overthrowing sometimes, and you know what I mean. And like, I always remember the thing that helped me years ago, like when I was really young, is my dad put just a sheet in front of me and said, "Don't go through it, tap it." You know what I mean? So then you come away and you realise your distances in terms of what you throw and stuff like that. Like recently, I was like, oh, falling over myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, are there any sort of like, what's your unique types of training? Have you got anything like that?
Types of training.
Yeah.
Gonna give it away.
No, he's not. I know. Well, we spoke about that a little bit earlier, didn't we?
I don't think it's unique. I think a lot of people do similar things. It's just maybe the way I see them is slightly different, or the outcome I want may be slightly different. So I might be doing a drill and it might be, say, a footwork drill, but I might be looking at one particular thing. I might just be looking how their big toe rolls off the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at something really specific, because you'll see someone, their ankle moves well, but their foot doesn't. So you go, oh, okay, all right. So I need to make sure that, because if foot doesn't work well, you can't transfer power properly. So I'm looking at things like that. Just not necessarily just, does it look good on the gram?
So you build from the ground up.
Yeah.
You don't specifically look at the shoulders and all
I look at that as well.
But you start from the bottom.
It depends. It might catch my eye first.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to give you just an example. But sometimes it might be, their shoulders are really stiff, or their thoracic spine's really stiff. So it's like, okay, all right, got to look at that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I look at someone's movement and see how they move, see where the restrictions may be. It's doing different drills, different exercises to paint a picture of what needs to be done. And that's the same for every sport, not just fighters.
I see you at Haringey recently, right, with Ellis? Is that right? Was you there with him?
On the box cup.
Yeah.
That was it 2 years ago now, or last year? Something like that.
Right.
Yeah, he won it.
Yeah.
He wins it every time.
I say recently, I went through your photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, a competition like that with a young up-and-coming Ellis, say, like, what are you doing that's different to the rest of everybody with him going into that fight?
He would have been training with me for, a period of time in a build-up, and he will be fully prepared physically.
Yeah.
And then he will go through his warm-up, which he knows how to do, because he's self-sufficient, and I encourage all my athletes and sports people to be self-sufficient. When you go to competition, you should know what you need to do to prepare yourself, because I'm not going to be at every competition. So he's very diligent. He's very professional. So he knows his routine, and he will go through his routine. And while he's doing that, he'll be going through his mental rehearsal, and he'll go and execute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that, and it's just getting comfortable in those environments. Some athletes don't have any warm up or preparation. So what are you doing before a fight? Not a lot. Tennis players, they don't have, a routine. But if
cup of tea and a Mars bar.
Yeah, so you have to, you just have to be prepared. But sometimes it takes time to figure out what works.
Yeah,
and because you want to minimize it. You don't want to have a training session before a competition.
Yeah.
So it's doing what's the minimum we can get away with to be fully prepared, because it's about energy conservation.
Like athletes cut across a lot of things, and like Gazza up there, like Gazza, what an absolute dreamboat to watch.
Oh yeah.
But the man would do ridiculous things to his body, and he said he would have a hot bath and a Mars bar before he'd go on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that was before all of the ridiculous stuff. Like, are there just freaks of nature?